U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly. What a big day.
Yeah, huge day. Now, I want to talk about Boeing coming up, but first, I know you sat this week in hearings on the whole Secret Service gate that continues to make headlines this morning. Tell us about that.
Well, it's pretty clear that down in Columbia, things got really out of hand, and my common sense take on it is that that's not the first time, only time, and the people obviously felt like they were more on vacation. I'm sure they worked hard, a lot of stress, but, it's just good order and discipline broke down, and I just can't believe this is the only time this has happened. And in the military, what I told young commanders when they first got their job as a military lawyer was, you need to go to the barracks at the middle of the night when they least expect it to keep people on their toes. And obviously there wasn't a whole lot of worry about people from headquarters coming down and looking over your shoulder. So it's just a situation that got out of control. Secret Service is a great organization, really good people, but this is something that is going to probably go deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you is it fair for these guys to resign and retire? You don't think some of these guys ought to be, fired or, I don't know, possibly charged?
Well, I don't want to prejudge anybody, but on the military side, there are 11 military members. If some of this pans out, they're going to be probably involuntarily discharged. I mean, when you're deployed, outside the country on a mission to help the president safely enter and leave the country, I can't think of a more responsible job for a Secret Service agent or a member of the military. In Afghanistan, no drinking's allowed. It's just a wartime environment. Everybody has to be on the best behavior, and good order and discipline is required to get the job done. So this is a big deal, and it's not a lack of training. It's just a lack of the organization breaking down. The system broke. And the only way we found out about this, Kelly, was an argument between the prostitutes and the Secret Service agent. The system didn't catch it. It was just sort of a fluke that we caught it.
How sad. Well, we're on a mission today, 20 minutes till 9 here on 94.3 WSC.
Unbelievable euphoria, excitement, validation of decisions that were made. And in the back of my mind all along is, I got another airplane right behind this one that's supposed to come out soon, and another one behind that one.
Right on to the 787 Dreamliner rollout. You're going to be live there today. Lindsey, what are you anticipating? This is exciting.
Well, I'm going to say I'm very proud. I couldn't be more proud to be a South Carolinian than today. This is probably the most technologically significant accomplishment by a South Carolina workforce that, I got a cold. In decades, or maybe ever. I mean, this is the most sophisticated commercial airline in the world, built here in Charleston by a South Carolina workforce. That is about as good a statement as you'll ever have about who we are as a people.
Yeah. Replacing the 767, you got the 787 made in South Carolina rolling out today. We know Governor Nikki Haley is going to be there. Other key lawmakers like yourself who helped bring these guys to town. We're looking at, this aircraft is really cool. 20% more efficient. Beyond that.
Yeah, Kelly, it is really, it's a composite material. It's 20% more efficient in terms of using fuel. No one's ever built an airplane like this before. It's lighter. It's a completely different, material design. Governor Sanford, Joe Taylor, Jack Allenberg, all the people that got Boeing here. Governor Haley's staff has been really, Bob Guest, both have done a good job of servicing Boeing. And it was a team effort to get it here, but it wouldn't work unless the people at Boeing hired, South Carolinians at Boeing did their job. So to the workforce at Boeing, as someone said previously, you validated the decision to come to South Carolina by Boeing, and we're now on the map throughout the world in a way unlike any other time. BMW was huge, but this takes you in a different, this is the major league of making high-tech products, and I just can't thank the people at Boeing, the workforce at Boeing, enough, because they really did validate who we are as a people in South Carolina.
Well, and no thanks to the National Labor Relations Board. This is a huge victory for us, Senator.
I should have invited them. That would have been, I should have invited the people coming down here. It just shows you how out of control the government. You talk about the Secret Service breaking down. Well, the NLRB accepted the complaint from the machinist unit in Washington say that the move to South Carolina was a retaliation against Washington Union when nobody in Washington lost their job, nobody had their pay cut, and this was an additional line that wasn't covered by the union contract, and the NLRB was entertaining shutting the plant down, moving it back to Washington, which is about as out of control as it gets in Washington. And I hope people realize it's just not Obama, the liberal policies of his little clique that are bad for the country. It's the people he appoints to these boards. But we diced that. That's behind us. And we're not only going to build a 787. If we play our cards right as a state and really show support for Boeing and GE and all of these other companies that manufacture and sell in the international marketplace, we can grow our footprint with Boeing.
You only need 190 million to 225 to get one. What do you think? You're going to ever?
Well, I thought they would give me one, but it looks like that's not happening.
Well, be sure you get one with the movie screen on every seat. I'm all about the all-digital glass cockpit. I mean, it's like something out of Star Wars, Senator.
And the windows, and the first customer there in India. 8 out of 10 planes made in South Carolina would be sold to overseas entities. And this shows you the global footprint of the 787. The reason they expanded the 787 Dreamliner is because such demand throughout the world by foreign airlines. And that's why, XM Bank, Boeing could compete with anybody in the world on a level playing field. But if other countries are going to have export-import banks financing, their manufactured products, we're going to have to stay in business until that changes. So it's very important that the Export-Import Bank in America be reauthorized, be reformed. But Canada is 1/10 our size, and they spend 3 times more helping Canadian companies sell their products overseas through their Export-Import Bank. And the United States, France has 3 Export-Import banks. So we need to reform that system and hopefully get the world to a free market level playing field, but we can't leave Boeing hanging. So that's a big deal. That's how these planes are being sold.
South Carolina's U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham joining us live ahead of today's huge rollout, big festivities there at Boeing, live continuing coverage. Hope you feel better, Senator. Get out there and party with the rest of them. We'll see you out there.
All right, and this is a huge day for the state, Kelly. The low country workforce has delivered for our state, and this is sort of the Super Bowl of manufacturing. It doesn't get any more complicated, high-tech than the 787 Dreamliner. We're one of 3 places in the world that makes airplanes. What a good statement for South Carolina.
Amen to that. 8:45, time to hit him traffic.